What's poppin', homies? It's your favorite homegirl, Gossip Girl, and today I want to talk to you about a murder-suicide that happened in North Carolina. Let's go ahead and get right on into it. Police identified the father who killed his wife and three children before turning the gun on himself in North Carolina after two other adults ran screaming for help from the home. As relatives say, their hearts are broken. Robert J. Crayton Jr., 45, has been identified as the gunman in the North Carolina murder-suicide. He killed his wife, Atalia A. Crayton, who's 46 years old, and their three children. Okay. The oldest, who's 18 years old, his name is Casson Crayton. He's 18, and the two unidentified juveniles were ages 10 and 16. The minors were named as Nyla and Nasir by a family member on Facebook. Now, authorities said the gruesome scene was unlike anything they've seen before. That is so sad. My prayers and condolences to the family. The family involved in the North Carolina murder-suicide has been identified as police confirmed that the husband killed his wife and three children before he killed himself. I already gave you the names. Police found the bodies at their High Point home on Saturday morning around 7 a.m. after receiving a report of two people aged 22 and 25 running down the street and screaming for help. The man said that it was his father. A neighbor told Fox 8 he woke up and there was a gun to his head. Somehow he pulled the magazine out of the gun and they escaped. Oh, thank you, God, for that. The other survivor was a visitor. Nyla, 16, and Nasir was also. Oh, I gave you the names already. It remains unclear about why the gunman chose to attack his family, and authorities said they would likely never find out. We may never know why, Lieutenant Patrick Welch said. What goes through the hearts and minds of a person that would do this sometimes dies with them. The gruesome scene was traumatizing for many officers in the High Point police force who claim they have never seen anything like this before. I have been in law enforcement a little over 18 years now, and I've never seen anything of this magnitude in the city of High Point. And that was said by Captain Matt Truitt. We have to monitor our own officers now, Chief Travis Strode said. According to NBC, this was a heavy-duty crime scene. We have to watch out for our own officers and their own mental health and how they push through this incident. Yes, because some of those officers who's not used to seeing this type of stuff, they will need the counseling. And I'm glad that they are giving them, that and making sure their mental health is intact. I'm happy about that. But it is just so sad, because stuff like this is becoming too often. It's just happening too often. I remember back in the day when you heard about murder, it was a shock to the system because murder wasn't happening every day all the time. When you go with your grandmother send you to the store to get you the daily newspaper or the New York Post, and she'll be, oh my God, Lord have mercy, look what happened to this family. And that was a reaction back then because it wasn't happening as often. But nowadays, when you read the news online, you're like, not again, or another one. You know what I'm saying? Because it's happening all the time, every day. These things are happening. Could you imagine? This made the news. This made the online articles. Can you imagine the ones that didn't make it to the online articles, who didn't make it on the news? It's just sad. And we don't have no clue why this happened. And like the officer said, we may never know. Because look what happened. He murdered his family and then turned the gun on himself. And it's sad. And the families that have to deal with this, meaning for services, and oh God, it's just too much. It just really is. Beautiful family. Officers have responded to the family's high point about 5 times since 2014, with the last stop by occurring on January 3rd when police performed an involuntary mental commitment order. The gunman struggled with a mental health disorder but didn't disclose the details, according to Fox 8. The family lived at their home at 2734 Mossy Meadow Drive. 2 people made it out of the house alive. The family was grieved on social media in a dedicated Facebook page run by a relative. I love them dearly. I love them for who they are, the quality of their character, and the pure golden essence of their hearts. We are grieving tremendously, and our hearts are broken from what has befallen my dear family. Family members have warned about fake GoFundMe accounts, because sick people are out there will take this horrible tragedy and try to collect money from people, and it is not right. You shouldn't do that. You should not do that. Don't do the family like that. But you have some people out there who does things like this. They will make fake GoFundMe accounts and other accounts, and it's sad. So if you see anything, and make sure it's run by the family and everything. The Guilford County Schools, where the children attended, issued a grievance statement. It is with deep regret that we inform you about the recent loss to our school community of an 18-year-old and 16-year-old student who attended Ragsdale High School, as well as a 10-year-old student who attended Union Hill Elementary School. We are heartbroken and our thoughts are with the family. My gosh. My gosh, my gosh. I send prayers to the families, that have to deal with all of this. It's just heartbreaking because you'll never know why this happened. You get what I'm saying? And sometimes people who have mental health disorders, things can become too much and they snap, and then an outcome like this happens, or they harm themselves. So I just pray for the families because this is tragedy. This is tragic. This is just, Lord have mercy. You never know what somebody is going through. You never know what somebody is going through. That's why I always urge my kids, listen, if you got something on your mind, come talk to me about it. I try to be there for some of my friends who are going through a rough time. You get what I'm saying? My husband, I try to encourage him, hey, if you need somebody to talk to, I'm here. Don't ever feel like you're alone. But then, sometimes that's not even enough because they have their own feelings inside. People feel like they don't want to burden you with their problems. But listen, if you have that friend or that family member that will listen to you, give it to them. Spill your guts out. Let them know, hey, I'm going through something. It's okay to go through something. It's okay to not be okay. Who said we have to be strong all the time? Don't give me no cape. I don't want to wear no superpower cape. I'm not a superhuman. I am a human being with feelings, and I don't have to be strong all the time. I have my weak moments. Okay, and that's the problem. Sometimes people think, oh, you're strong. No, sometimes I'm not strong. Sometimes I'm weak as hell. I deal with my moment and I move forward. And people shouldn't shame other people on their mental health or whatever's going on with them. You can't be strong all the time. Let it out. It's either write it in a journal, talk to a family friend, or somebody who you can trust. It's okay to not be strong all the time. It is okay to not be okay and let somebody know. You get what I'm saying? All right, you guys. That's all I have. You guys take it easy, and I'll talk to you later.